So what I'm suggesting is if you have, let's say we have a single campaign, Performance Max campaign, and it's running great. We're getting maybe 10 times return on ad spend, and it's ran for a couple months. Now all of a sudden we get to this next month, and maybe it's a seasonal change, maybe it's something that's happened with your products, but or maybe you make a change and you change the bidding strategy, and all of a sudden everything falls off a cliff and you can't recover from that. So to prevent this, I think it's not something that you can just kind of fix and bring it back to where it was before. I think you're going to have to struggle and bring it back slowly. But when you do bring it back, I think it's better off to now look at different ways you can do that with a little bit more control. For example, having multiple campaigns. So if you have a whole bunch of brands in your campaign, like maybe you have brand A, brand B, brand C, those are all the brands that you sell for. Maybe you want to start separating those out, or maybe you have specific products that are doing really well. So you have a group of products that actually perform really well. So you can segment those into their own campaign and start to control that, so you can control the budget. So in some cases, you can control a little bit more in the Performance Max, even if it's all still within Performance Max. If you all had that in a single campaign, you have no control over the budget. But if you start to separate that out, so you have maybe one campaign running with your top performers in it, now you can start pushing the budget. Because what I've noticed when I've actually dove into the details after seeing one of these crashes is that a lot of times I'll notice the spend starts to go off into a different direction, or I see a lot of display spending, or I see a lot of spend on products that maybe we just added in some products, or maybe they come back in stock and now those products are getting a ton of spend. They weren't performing, and now the ones that were performing are starting to get pushed to the bottom of the pile, and they're not getting that the traction that they need. So we need to kind of manually say, no, Google, come back over here. This is where we want you to focus. So doing that in Performance Max gives you a little more control.